Can I ask you all a question? How many packing videos have you watched? Be real. 5, 20, more? And you tried all the methods, the rolling, the packing cubes, the color palette trick. And when you go to weigh your bag the night before your flight, the bag is absolutely stuffed. And you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. And I promise you, it's not what any of those other videos are telling you, because the real reason you're overpacking has nothing to do with how you pack. It has everything to do with what you do or don't do in the days before you even open up your suitcase. And once I show you this, you're never going to approach packing the same way again. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So here's what actually is happening. You have watched all the videos, you know all the packing methods I've shown you, you know how to lay everything out first, you know how to use packing or compression cubes, you know all of it, and yet you're still overpacking. So what's going on? Here's what I figured out after years of doing this. There are two kinds of problems when it comes to packing. There is a knowledge gap where you don't know what to do, and then there is the decision gap where you know exactly what you want to do, but you haven't decided on those decisions when you sit down to pack. And almost every packing video out there is solving the knowledge gap, but nobody is solving the decision gap. What does that mean? It means that when you open up your suitcase and you haven't done the work that needs to happen before that moment, your brain panics. And when your brain panics, it defaults to more options, more just in cases, more what ifs. And that's how you end up with 4 pairs of pants for a 5-day trip. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 things that need to happen before you ever even touch a suitcase. 5 decisions that when you make them ahead of time, completely change everything that goes into that bag. And at the end of this, I'm going to give you my complete pre-packing protocol, the exact timeline I use so I know precisely what to do and when. Mistake number 1, you're thinking about how many days you're traveling, but you're not thinking about what kind of days they are. And that distinction is everything. Most of us pack by the number of days we're going to be away. I'm going for 7 days, so I need 7 outfits. But we're not thinking about what we're actually doing on those days. Are they mostly walking tours or sightseeing? Are they nights out for a dinner or beach day? Are you going to be going to a wedding? Maybe a cooking class? The clothing you pick for each of these days is completely different. And if you don't know about the breakdown before you pack, you're packing for every possible version of that trip, which means you're packing too much. So here's what I want you to do. And this takes only 10 minutes. Before you touch a single item of clothing, sit down with your phone. I use the Notes app because I can actually check things off the list, or a piece of paper, and write down each day of your trip. Day 1, travel day. Day 2, walking tour, casual dinner. Day 3, museums, nice dinner out. You get the idea. Write out the activity, the vibe, and a quick note on the weather. And then keep a list of everything you're going to need for those days. Because when you can see your trip laid out like that, something clicks. You stop packing randomly and you start packing intentionally. I got a comment from one of my viewers after she did this for the first time, after watching my 3-day packing method. And she said, "Perry, I cut my packing from 11 items down to 6 just by writing it out," because she finally knew what she was packing for. Now I'm going to be walking you through this process in real life because I'm taking a 7-day trip to Quebec. Now, the first thing that we just talked about is writing up a list. And I have written up such a list, which you can see over here. Now, I know the weather's going to be on the cool side and it's going to remain cool for the whole trip. So I've marked that down already on my list. And you'll also see that I've marked out any special things that I'm going to be doing on this trip. Mistake number 2, and this is a big one. You open up your closet and you're staring at all of your clothes before you have even made a single decision. Now, trust me, a full closet is the enemy of smart packing. It is decision fatigue at its absolute worst. When you're standing in front of 40 options, your brain cannot process all of them efficiently. So instead of making a decision, it hedges. I'll take this top and this top just in case. And I'll bring these pants and these pants in case the first ones don't feel right. I'll pack a dress even though I probably won't wear it just in case we go out fancy. Sound familiar? So here's what needs to happen instead. Before you open up your bag, before you pull out a single packing cube, you do what I call a closet edit. You pull everything you're even considering to one surface. your bed, your couch, or even the floor. And you look at all the pieces together before anything gets packed. Because when it's all spread out in front of you, you immediately start to see the redundancies. Oh, I have 3 black tops here. I only need 1. Just moving everything to a single surface first cuts the average packing by 30%. I have heard this from so many of my viewers. Do a closet edit every single time. So I've gone into my closet and I have pulled out clothing randomly that I like, that I think I might want on this 7-day trip. So the first thing I'm going to do is throw everything onto this bed, the flat surface, and start to whittle through everything. But I haven't decided on a color palette. I don't know if everything works together. And I also might have duplicates of things in here because I tend to buy things that I like frequently in the same style. So like stripes, I happen to be a big stripe person, so I have a lot of stripes. So I don't know if I need all my stripes. And the first thing that I see kind of peeking out from underneath here is that, as per usual, I have 1, 2, and 3 striped tops. Now, they are all different. So I have 2 in blue and 1 in black. So I have to decide if I really need all 3, which obviously I don't, and which one do I think would suit me better given the temperature that's there. I also noticed I have a couple of really lightweight items, and since I've gone looking at the weather, I know this will not be appropriate. So of course these items are going to go back into the closet, and I may exchange them for something else until I get 7 days worth of outfits that work well for me. So I'm going to go through this and try to put together outfits. Mistake number 3, and I've seen even from experienced travelers, and it's this. They've picked the packing method, but they start to pack individual items instead of complete outfits. And there's a huge difference. Here's what packing items looks like. I'll bring 4 tops, 3 bottoms, 2 pairs of shoes, and a few layering pieces. You put them all in the bag, you get to your destination, and then you realize that 2 of your tops don't go with any of your bottoms. 1 of your shoes only works with 1 of your outfits, and you're missing something you completely need to wear for an event that you've planned. So you either wear any old something, or you have to go shopping at the last minute, and that's not good. Now here's what packing outfits looks like. Before you pack anything, you lay out the tops, bottoms, and layers, and the shoes that you've chosen, and see how many outfits you can make out of them. And you count the outfits, not the items. If you have made a list of what you're doing, which we were just talking about, you know you need 2 casual day outfits, 1 nice dinner outfit, 1 travel day outfit, and even a flexible outfit. Every single item in that bag has an outfit and a purpose. Now, here is where your color palette becomes essential. When your items all work with the same 2 or 3 colors, your outfits begin to multiply. So a navy top works well with a tan pants and your dark jeans. Your nude sandals work well with your casual look and your dinner look. This is smart packing, but you have to build these combinations before you start to pack, not while you're packing. Lay out the outfits first, then transfer them into the bag. Also notice that I have a whole pile of sweaters here because I know it's going to be cool, but this is an awful lot of sweaters. I don't need this many sweaters. But I yanked them all out because I'm looking to see which of these mix and match well together, so I don't have to take so many items with me. So now I'm up to the point where I've exchanged a lot of clothing because I found that it wasn't working for me because it was either too light or the wrong colors. So I've kind of settled on a palette of black, cream, and blue, with the exception of this 1 pink outlier. I also have an extra cardigan here, and it goes so well with this, but I'm thinking I have in my travel outfit a blue cardigan. And as I look at this whole palette, I now realize that even though I do love these shoes, I'm not going to take them. Let's see if I can put together at least 7 outfits from what I've gathered on the bed. Now remember, I'm still doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, which means 1 of these have to go. Also, I have my jeans, 2 pairs of black pants still hanging out here, and I have a pair of blue pants here and a pair of blue pants here. And because these 2 black pants are so different, these are definitely dressy and these are definitely a little more casual, I think I'm going to keep 2 pairs of black pants and get rid of the blue because I think it'll just go along with more of the stuff here. But we'll see once I put together the outfits, and that's the next step. So now I have my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But just because I use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, it doesn't mean that everything doesn't have to work well together. It means that everything has to work well together because I'm working with only 10 pieces. So the question becomes, do I have 7 outfits at this time? And the answer is yes. Now you'll notice over here, and you can see it more clearly in this picture over here, that I have my 7th outfit here, and I've made sure that I have my 2 dressier outfits for the evenings that I know that I'm going out to dinner. And now it's time for me to put everything in the bag and think about if there's stuff that can come out, because I actually have more than 7 outfits here, and I only really need 7. Mistake number 4 is a timing problem, and it goes 2 ways. Some of us pack too early, and some of us pack too late. And both cause overpacking, just for different reasons. If you pack too early, say 4 days, 5 days before your trip, you don't fully know how the weather will be yet, and because you're uncertain, you hedge. And you add extras, just in case of the weather items. If you're packing too late, the night before, or worse, the morning of, you're packing in a place of panic, and you grab things within your reach without thinking, and you forget the editing part of your brain, and you go into survival mode, and everything becomes just a big mess inside your bag instead of making those decisions. The sweet spot, and I have tested this over the years of travel, is a 48-hour window. Here's how it works. 48 hours before your flight, you do your closet edit, and you lay out all your outfits. You're not packing yet, you're just making the decisions. 24 hours before you do your first pack, everything goes into the bag and gets zipped. And then the night before your flight, you do your final edit round. And the morning of, you do your final check. 48 hours, not 5 days before, not the morning of. That window gives your brain enough time to make real decisions without enough time to second guess yourself into adding more items. And if you have written up that list of your daily plans, then this should be enough time. Now, obviously, because this is a demo, I've done this way ahead of time, exactly 2 weeks ahead of time. But I thought it was a good time for me to show you how the process works. Now, in reality, I should be packed out like this no earlier than 48 hours. But I also wanted to show you 2 other things. I got everything into this small carry-on. This is my small Quince carry-on. And I wanted to show you that you can get everything that you need into a small carry-on if you pack properly. So in here I have all my sweaters, the little jacket that goes with the dress, and in here are the 1 pair of shoes. Over here I have my 3 pairs of pants, and in this packing cube over here I have my 5 shirts. And I still have room for a few more items because I got all the space here so I can put in an extra handbag and other little things. And I still got all of that into this bag. If I was doing this in reality, I would close up this bag and I'd put it away. And I'd be done with it till right before I go. And mistake number 5, you have no edit round built into your system. You pack the bag, zip it up, and once you're done, it's closed. Here's what an edit round gives you. After your first complete pack, you zip up the bag and you walk away from it and you sleep on it. You do not look at it again until the morning. And then in the daylight, with fresh eyes, you open the bag back up and you pull out everything that you packed out of anxiety or what ifs rather than necessity. These are the items that you need to pull out of your bag. And this is very important if you're using an airline that's very restrictive on weight. So because I tend to be a maximum minimalist, which means that I love to bring extra items, I know I have extra items in my bag, and I force myself to yank out at least 3 items out of my bag, because after years of packing, I know that that first pack is an overpack. And my second look brain looks completely different. First pack brain is still in anxiety mode. Second look brain is calmer, clearer, and much better at saying, I'm not actually going to wear that. And because that packing is almost done, I'm not stressed out because I'm not trying to find stuff. All I'm trying to do is fine tune. Also, this is part of the process that allows you sometimes to swap out items that may not be working so well for you. I've had viewers who told me that they pulled out enough clothing from their bag during that edit round that they went from a checked bag to a carry-on bag. The edit round is not optional. Do it every single time. The morning of my trip, I would take a quick look inside my bag and say to myself, what's the one item that I can yank that it won't make a difference to how I feel for the rest of this trip? And I decided there was actually 2 items I could live without and not miss it. And the first item is the little jacket, because my travel outfit has a nice blue jacket that will go nicely with this dress. So I'm ditching this. And the other thing I'm getting rid of, kind of probably a little bit grudgingly, the pink top, because I have still 3 other sweaters and everything else works really well together. And as I showed you, I had more than enough clothing to go away for 7 days. And now this is even lighter And I have room in here for other little things that I might want to take, like a scarf or something like that, that I might want on this trip. And that's why you go through this process, because I'm not going to miss those 2 items, but I will get in other items that I might want more. So I decided to take my nice little shawl, which can add an extra layer if it's a really chilly evening, and I can put that right here on top now because I have space on top. And I'm going to take my very bougie Burberry scarf so I can dress up all that cream clothing that I've taken along with me. And now I'm going to close everything up. And I've gotten everything that I want into this tiny little bag, which will give me no problem with Air Canada. Plus, I have a personal item for all my other little items that I'm going to need for this trip. And I'm ready to go. Okay, I've saved this one for the last because it's the one that nobody wants to admit to. And it's this. You're packing for who you want to be on vacation, not who you actually are. You know what I mean. You're packing that workout set because you are definitely going to walk 6 miles every morning. You're packing those heels because there's going to be one perfect dinner and you're going to wear them. You're packing books, the journal, the fancy skincare routine, and then you get to your destination and you're the same person who wears the same comfortable outfits 3 days in a row because it feels good and you're busy being on vacation, and that's actually wonderful. Now, I'm not saying don't have aspirations. I'm saying know yourself. Look back at your last 2 or 3 trips and ask yourself honestly, what did I actually wear? What came home with me in the bags with the tag still on? What did I wish I had brought instead? Pack for the traveler you are. She's wonderful, but she might not need those high heels. So those are the 5 mistakes plus a bonus one. Now, let's put it all together into a complete pre-pack protocol. This is the exact sequence I use every single trip, and it takes the overpacking decision completely off the table. 72 hours before your trip, write out everything you're going to do on every day. All your activities, the vibe, the weather. It only takes 10 minutes, and it's the foundation of everything you're doing. 48 hours out, you're doing your closet edit. Pull everything out that you're considering to one surface, look at it all. Then using your destination audit, build out your complete outfits, tops, bottoms, shoes, layering, all the sets, connect the outfits, and make sure that they all work well together. Anything you see that does not have a specific purpose or doesn't match something in that layout goes back into the closet. 24 hours out, the outfits go into the bag. Your toiletries, your tech, your documents, everything. It all gets packed. The bag gets zippered, and then you step away. The night before your flight, you open up that bag with fresh eyes and you pull out anything that you've packed for anxiety. You're looking for all those extra items, the just in case items, the wishful thinking items, which all comes out. And then you zip up your bag and you weigh it. And finally, the morning of your flight, when you're doing your last look, I want you to challenge yourself to pull out one more thing, just one, because you can, and because that one item almost never makes or breaks your vacation. And if you happen to have liked this video in any way, or you found it informative, why don't you hit the like and subscribe button down below, because it helps people find my content and it'll deliver it to you. And while you're down there, why don't you subscribe to my newsletter, which you'll find in the description area, and this QR code, so that you can get more helpful information delivered to you. So now, on to all you last minute people. Now, I know some of you are watching this and thinking, Perry, this is great, but my flight is tomorrow morning. So let me give you the rapid version. Tonight, right now, do the 10-minute destination audit. Just write out the days. Then pull out everything onto the surface and build a complete outfit. Only complete outfits go into the bag. Anything without a partner, a top with no bottom, shoes that don't go with anything else, stays home. Then pack what's left, zip up the bag, and go to sleep. In the morning, open it up one more time and pull out just one thing. That's your edit route, compressed into 30 seconds. It's not the full protocol, but it will get you on the flight with a lighter bag than you would have had. And when you go on your next trip, do the whole protocol. I promise you, once you do it the right way, you'll never look back. All right, I have a challenge for you. If you have any overpacking confessions, a specific item you keep packing and never wearing, I absolutely want to hear about it, because I have done it myself, and those are some of the best stories out there. Now, if you're ready to put this system together with a complete gear setup that supports it, I have my carry-on system video right here, and it walks you through exactly what you need to bring for a 2-bag system. And I think you're going to love it. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.